We are at Midwest Gaming Classic this weekend, and it's going to be a little bit different. This is the first time I've gone to a con sourcing for a game store. We already picked up a Game Boy Grape in the box. It does not have the Game Boy, but I think this is one that we could easily complete with a Game Boy Color traded in. We paid 80 bucks, and I think CIB was like 150 once you complete it. If we can get a Game Boy for like 40 bucks, it'll be a $30 profit, something like that. But the box is super clean, and just be a quick little sale in the store. Someone's gonna want this pretty much as soon as we put it out. We're gonna walk around, see what other kind of deals we can get this weekend. It's gonna be a little different because we're not just buying the normal Amazon stuff. We're now buying stuff for a game store. I don't know what that's gonna look like, so let's see what we can find. Okay, so we just finished up at apparently the same booth. I didn't realize it was the same. So we had already picked up that. We did get a couple other boxes. We negotiated down just a little bit, like 10% off. Really clean box of Mario Bros. But a big thing that we got there is guides have been doing really well in the store. There's a bunch of like Pokemon or good title Nintendo games, just guides. So we paid $3.30 for the stack, and then they had like a stack of cheap games. We're always going to sell on Amazon, as long as they let us, I guess. This is just games that we're probably going to send to Amazon, but they could go in the store. We'll see where it makes sense for them to go, and this stuff will look great in the store. So we've been at Pixel Perfect's booth for probably 2 hours. This is a great booth for us on our Amazon side because they'll have 4 copies or 3 copies, lots of duplicates, which is great for Amazon. And we have quite the stack going, as you can see. We have our new friend Jackie over here. She's a teacher and a karaoke singer. She said she's gonna sing for us just a bit.
No, I haven't.
Not today. So do you have a final total of what we're looking at?
We're pretty close. Hold on, real quick.
Last number I saw, we were at 874. Again, it's almost all duplicates, which is great for us. And we're gonna work out some kind of deal on it.
Okay, grand total,
1,500. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Pixel Perfect? Because you guys have an Instagram.
Sure.
The amount of stuff that you guys have is crazy. So
well, when you walk into the store, I mean, you walk in and it's like, this is what it's like. I mean, the walls are just covered and it's beautiful and organized, and
I love to hear that.
We've got display cases full of just obscure, hard to find rare things.
When you said you didn't pull anything from the store for today,
yeah,
which is crazy. You want to be thrown on camera real quick?
Let's do it,
yeah.
All right, so tell the camera a little bit about you, Pixel Perfect.
So I've been collecting games for about 20, going on 25 years now. I started with NES and I just kind of expanded to everything. And then in 2021, I bought the contents of a video rental store that was going out of business that just had way more inventory than I knew what to do with. So me and a good friend of mine who also collects started a store in Middleville, Michigan, tiny little town. We got Pixel Perfect video games. And yeah, we pride ourselves on selection. We try to keep in just a ridiculous amount of games. Try to keep things clean and organized as best we can. We shopped all the other stores for a very long time, so we had a lot of things that we wanted to do differently. At the store, we only put one of each title out, which makes it a lot more shoppable. It's like shopping somebody's collection. At the convention, I gotta bring bulk. So I got about 8,000 games here today. It is 0% of the store's inventory. This is all my overstock, because even after we opened the store, I still had more from that video store that I just had to do something with. So cons it is.
Awesome. I mean, I think like I was telling her, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people are like, oh, I've been looking for that, I've been looking for that,
Sure.
I've been looking for it. And it's even like some of the cheaper stuff that they're excited about.
The fantastic thing about getting a rental store is they're gonna have variety.
Yeah.
They have, one of everything, because they rent them out. And a lot of times he would have multiples of anything that sold well. So yeah, it was a fantastic spot to get a ridiculous amount of inventory.
100%. Awesome.
Yeah, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
So from what she told me, 1510. I know you're not really negotiating with people today, but
sure.
I was told this one was a little different.
Yep.
Could you just do like a flat 10% off?
Would that be 150 off?
Yeah. Cool.
Appreciate
it, dude.
No, absolutely.
And we got tubs, so we'll load it in a tub. And
you're answering my questions before I ask them, and
we know the
fantastic.
deal.
Yep.
Give Brian a follow on Instagram, but you're more.
We're on Facebook.
You post more on Facebook.
Yeah. If you want updates on what the store is doing, Facebook's where it's at.
Yep, and you're in where in Michigan?
Middleville, Michigan. We're near Grand Rapids.
Okay.
That's what I tell most people, because Middleville is tiny.
Yeah.
There's not much to it.
So, we kind of did a bad job of recording yesterday, but I figure I'll show you all some of the cooler things we found. Yesterday was kind of a whirlwind. The aisles got really full when the con got really busy, so it actually made it difficult for us to kind of walk around. It wasn't like a super bad situation. Like, I've been to cons where like you literally couldn't move around. I think trying to pull a wagon and record and buy all at the same time was just a little bit more difficult. But I'll show you all some of the cooler things we bought. This is stuff that's gonna primarily go in the store. Guides have been doing really well, so we bought a whole bunch of them. Justin actually worked out a deal. A good deal on some Nintendo powers. Ruby and Sapphire, Paper Mario. This is probably one of my all-time favorites. The Gold and Silver. This isn't technically a guide, but these both kind of go in the guidebook area. And then we did buy a beautiful N64 Japanese. We had one and we put it in the store and it sold within 2 hours of putting it in the store. So I figure we should probably buy another one because you guys seem to like that. I think what has made this con just like so different for me, and I kind of talked about this at the beginning, is now I have a store that I need to buy stuff. We did buy a bunch of boxed games, you know, N64. Some of them are definitely better condition. Like these two are pretty good. This one's a little rougher. This one's got a tear on the side. The front still looks really good. And I kind of skipped right over this beautiful Final Fantasy. That box is in beautiful condition. This one, I know it's a terrible game, but I enjoyed playing this. And then this is the lenticular copy of this. We have a PS5 version of this as well. Switch game, comes with a Hot Wheel, a Donkey Kong Country. I mean, this is probably gonna sell the week we put it out. And then Lufia. Justin actually was the one that hooked this one up. He's like, hey, we actually just bought this manual. So now we can complete it, put that in the store. Oh, and this is super random. This is a super random thing we worked out. We bought a ton of these like gambling tokens. They're all Pokemon from Japan. He said like these technically would still work, the round ones. But there's just a ton of cool ones. I figure you guys might think these are cool. Put them in the store. I don't know how we're gonna price them. As you can see, we also bought a ton for Amazon. The store and Amazon work together, so that's why we still have to buy for Amazon. I did try and prioritize buying stuff that you all might like in the store. We gotta load this in the car, figure out how much space we actually still have. But we're gonna go back and spend a bunch more money. So we are at our boy Damir's booth, Dorky Games. We bought a lot of stuff from him before. We're working out a deal on, he's got a bunch of guides and Nintendo powers over here. Like I said in our store tour, they're doing really well in the store. So he agreed on $5 a piece. We're gonna grab as many as it makes sense. Like I see a SOCOM, probably not gonna buy that. I saw an NBA Live, probably not gonna buy that, but if we can find some Pokemon, Mario, Donkey Kongs, things like that, we'll grab those. He said $5 a piece, and then we're gonna work around, see what other cool things we can find for the store. He's got a lot of box games and cartridge, and I don't know what else, so we'll see what kind of deals we can work out with him. Great guy, always makes a good deal with us. We just finished up at Damir's booth, Dorky Games, and I spent more than I was planning. But he was working out really good deals with me on some stuff. So we got some Mario, Donkey Kong. This box is a little rough, but it's a beautiful box. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh box. I don't really know much about this Heroes Advance Guardian. I don't know much about it, but it looks like something that people would want. That's a new title to me. But then we also, this was a last minute deal, Donkey Kong Country. It's got some tearing right there. It's got a little mark on there, Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Country 3, and then an earthworm. He gave us a pretty good deal on that as well. Got a little bit more. Haven't dropped anything yet. Street Fighter, what is that, Mace? We got Mace and Star Wars Squadron. And then we bought 30, what was it, like 35 guides and Nintendo Powers. We've really stocked up on the Nintendo Powers and guides this weekend, so that should help with the store. And now we are gonna go to Dave and Angelo's booth, I think. We just finished up with Dave and Angelo. We got some really good stuff for the store. We'll show you that in a bit because it's kind of all piled up. We did get a Jaguar box because we have a Jaguar in the store. Unless someone bought it this weekend, which would be awkward. But we are gonna go to My Hero's booth, Austin Heroics, but I just noticed he's not there. So we're just gonna go look, see what we can find. Maybe we can find some good stuff, and then he'll show up later, or he'll be sad that he wasn't there when we were there. Okay, so we just worked out a deal with Austin. This is Austin Heroics.
What's up, guys?
Very underrated channel. If you guys liked Rick's $10 game collection, you should check his channel out. He's getting great views. What, 2,000 a video?
Yeah, around more than that probably.
3,000 maybe,
Yeah.
4,000, 5,000, I don't know. He's doing, it's doing good. You're killing it.
Yeah.
You want to
for
give
sure.
them any other details about your channel?
Big influence of Retro Ricks, of course, with his $10 game collection series, and just kind of doing my own thing, kind of showing my weekly pickups like every other channel and weekly sales. So if you guys are into that type of thing, check out my channel.
But we just worked out a deal. It was $780. We did $700 on it. A lot of just cheaper games. We got some out of like the $3 bin, things like that. But I think this is going to be the last pickup of the day. But I still have to show you all the stuff from Dave and Angelo. So we'll do that in just a second. But I appreciate the deal, Austin.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm glad to see you.
Check out your store as well.
Yes, I'd love to have you out sometime. We're supposed to be done. We'll get to Dave and Angelo in just a second. But I'll show you. We did buy 2 other things for the store. We bought this nice, beautiful Charizard. But more importantly, a special piece for the store. We'll come back here. We bought the Mario. I've been eyeing it all weekend. Been negotiating with them, lowballing them pretty much. Do you want to shout anything out at all, or you want to be on camera? I don't know.
We're gonna have to make another one, which kind of sucks. He looks really cool in the store. He really does. When people walk in, they're just like, "Oh, that's awesome." So yeah, we're gonna miss him, but we made an arrangement. We came to an agreement on a price, so and we're happy. We're both happy. CNC Games in Fremont, Ohio. We don't have an online store, so we're just a brick and mortar store. This is kind of our way to get out of the store, like a little, like a mini vacation to make some money even. But yeah, if you're ever up in northern Ohio, Fremont, Ohio, CNC Games, come and check us out.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm glad. Yep, glad.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is gonna look great in the store, but maybe we have something else bigger coming at some point, but that's for a much later and future video. But this is gonna look great in the store, and it's not too bad. So hopefully I don't break him on the way home. Okay, we are loading up. Everyone's leaving, so I'll show you all just a couple of quick things. We picked up a Wander Swan because I've never had one, and Angela was down to give me a deal on that. Just a couple of random nice graded cards. They'll be good in the store. And then we just got a whole bunch of Pokemon magazines. We got some Nintendo Powers, you know, just more of those. We have a beautiful Jaguar box. So we bought this at the beginning of the con, and I guess people were asking about it all weekend trying to buy it, but it is going to our store and you can come buy it, and it will actually have the Cybermorph. So I don't know if there's any manuals, but the box is beautiful. This is gonna look good on someone's shelf, but until then it'll look good in the store. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Midwest for being awesome. We love Midwest. It's a great con. You should come next year, and I'll catch you in another one. Peace.